There comes a time when you have grown completely weary of winter, the plunging temperatures, snow everywhere, and that bleakness that just doesn't seem to go away. That's why I'm so excited today to invite you to get away from all of that and come enjoy all of this as we explore golf, life, and fun in Central Florida. Our focus, the stunning Streamsong Resort. Straight ahead.
Welcome to Michigan Golf Live Television, shining the spotlight on the best places to play, stay, and celebrate the greatest game on earth. Stay connected to Michigan Golf Live 24/7 on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. And subscribe for free to our weekly FORE Golfers Network podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere podcasts are found. Here's your host for MGL TV, Bill Hobson.
Hello friends, and welcome into the show. I'm Bill Hobson. It is great to have you all with us, and one of the most important things I can do at the very beginning is to set the scene for where we are. We are in Central Florida, Lakeland to be exact, the spring training home of my Detroit Tigers, and also the central focus of an incredible amount of great golf and other activities and attractions for your entire family to enjoy. And in the moments ahead, we have a lot to show you. So we're going to get right to it because there's nothing quite like coming away from the snow and experiencing the beautiful sunshine, the palm trees, and all that Central Florida has to offer. We get things started by introducing you to a beautiful golf resort called Streamsong.
It's our goal to be the best, if not, one of the best golf destinations in the United States. And, having the three courses that we have, all three of them ranked in the top 30 that you can play in all three major golf publications is a big deal. And that's how people decide where they're going to go on trips. They really look at what's a bucket list destination, which one can I get into this year, where am I going to go? And we're really happy to be on that list now and as high up as we are. And it's made a significant impact on what things look like at Streamsong now versus what they might have looked like 10 or 11 years ago.
Those beginning days you went from, I hope they discover us, to, wow, they have found us, they being golfers from everywhere, all over the country, including our part of the world in the Midwest. What's the experience you hope to deliver for the guests who come here?
I mean, we hope to knock it out of the park for them when they're here and make it not just a bucket list, but hey, we want them to come back. If they check it off of their bucket list, we don't want them to say, well, we were at Streamsong, we got that one off the list, and now we're going to go somewhere else. We want them to say, wow, that was the best trip we've ever had. We want to come back year after year after year.
So much of that experience for the golfer is the difference between each course. We have this rural, natural setting that you would not expect to find anywhere in Central Florida or anywhere in Florida. Mm-hmm. So let's start off with what Tom Doak did, because he's one of our hometown guys back in Michigan.
Yeah, well, look, you've got a great piece of land to work with here, and it's very unique at Streamsong because seldom does it happen where you've got two great design firms working at the same time to build courses simultaneously. And so with Doak and the Core Crenshaw team, they were actually out here routing the site and the land and choosing who was going to have which holes at the same time. And I think it's great because, whether they say it or not, I think internally they wanted to build a better course than the other one. There was probably a little bit of rivalry going on there, and I think it really made both courses better. And it's a super unique situation because most places you build one course, you see how it turns out, then you build another course. And with both of those teams working at the same time, there are holes out here where you'll see the influence of the Core and Crenshaw team on blue, and you'll see the influence of Renaissance Golf and Doak on red, because through the routing process, I think they traded a couple of holes here and there to get the routings done. And it's very unique to Streamsong.
The courses are walkable. In fact, during some times of the year, that's how you're going to play them. You're not walking. How do you compare and contrast red versus blue? I have my own definitions, but I'd love to hear yours.
Yeah, typically what I tell people, red is there's a premium on your tee shot. You really have to hit a good tee shot. While the fairways are still pretty wide, you see we're standing on 18 here and it's probably 75 yards wide, but that's not the case throughout the whole golf course, and you really need to be in play and in the right position off of the tee. So it's kind of a first shot golf course. Blue, on the other hand, there's a premium on the hole location and the approach into the green. So Doak has more undulation in his greens. The Core and Crenshaw greens on red are a little more subtle. So with Doak, if you're not in the right quadrant of where the hole location is that day, your putts are going to be much more difficult, more challenging, because you've got to hit over, a knoll or some ridge or something like that. Red, it's a little bit more subtle. You can be on any part of the green and have a chance. Blue, there's some places where if you are out of position on the green, the likelihood that you can make par is a little bit more challenging than it would otherwise be.
Red and blue operate from the same clubhouse, but if we want to go and play a Gil Hanse design, we go over to the black course. And if you could give us a little feel for that, because it does have some subtle differences.
It is. Yeah, well, so with red and blue, the difference really, there's a little bit more elevation change on blue than there is on red. Red has the signature Core Crenshaw par 4.5, where it's a par 4 on the card in some cases, a long par 4, or it's a short par 5. There's probably 5 or 6 holes at red that are that way. Black, the direction that Gil got when they were building black was to build a big, bold course that was kind of in the vein of like an Australian sandbelt design. And I really think early on, the thought was, hey, we'd like to hold some sort of an amateur event or something like that. We've had U.S. Open sectionals there. We've had some collegiate events over there. And that's something that I think was the intent at some point down the line. Could we host something? It might be at Black, because it's by itself. It has its own practice facility. You can stretch it out. It's a par 73, but you could play it as a par 71 in some sort of an event like that and stretch it out to 7,800 yards if you really needed to. The greens are huge out there. They're probably as big as the greens at St. Andrews, I think I've seen stories about. There are a couple of blind shots out there, so caddies are very beneficial when you play black. There are 5 par 5s, so it is a par 73. That makes it pretty unique. And there's a couple of little, Gil does things where he puts architectural influences from classic architecture courses, either Seth Rayner or Donald Ross or people like that, in his design. So you'll see a couple of nods out there to some things they did at Pine Valley. You'll see some things that they did at National Golf Links. And that's really, he's the guy that's doing all the renovations at some of these top private clubs that are, were built around the turn from the 1800s to the 1900s. And so he's taken that and kind of put that into what you see out at Black a little bit.
We told you we're showcasing golf, life, and fun in Central Florida. We'll be back to Streamsong a little bit later on, but for now, how about a little fun here off the golf course at Streamsong? Tyler, new lake record?
Whatever you say, sir.
New lake record. We're back with more after this in Central Florida. Can't believe I set a record. I'm so excited. Welcome back into the show and our special look at golf, life, and fun in the Central Florida area, because we know there are times when it's just too cold to be at home and you just want to kick back in the sun, put on your shades, and maybe dip your toes in the nice warm pool. That's what we're doing when we're off the golf course here. We'll be back to Streamsong and show you their newest addition in just a few moments. But first, let me introduce you to a rather unique place to stay when you come to Central Florida. It is a sprawling property called Margaritaville. I need a little bit of help introducing you all to the vastness of Margaritaville, so thankfully, Tori Starr is here to help us with that. What is this place all about?
Yeah, so Camp Margaritaville, Auburndale, we pride ourselves in fun and escapism for everyone, all ages, including their four-legged friends and family members, fur babies, all that good stuff. So we try to make it as accommodating as possible.
We're seeing kids play in the water park. We see a cornhole tournament taking place.
Yeah.
There are families here that are using this as their vacation headquarters, right?
Yes, definitely. So we get people from everywhere, from up north, even Canada and Quebec. I mean, I've met so many different people and they just have so much fun here and they love it so much. So we want them to come back, of course.
Well, so then the next question is, where do they stay when they come here? And we know that a lot of people bring their own lodging with them in the form of some pretty nice RVs.
Right, yeah.
But then you've got an option here that I think is fantastic. Will you talk to us about the cabins or the cabanas?
Yeah, so our cabana cabins, they sleep 4, 5, and 6. We do have pet-friendly options. They all come with a picnic table and a grill. So the 4 sleepers, they have a king-size pull-out bed and a queen-size bed in the bedroom. Full kitchen, full bathroom. If you want to bring your home on wheels, we do accommodate that. We have our pull-through sites and back-in sites, or if you want to, you know, use one of our homes or have family, we can get you guys close together. I mean, we try to accommodate everything. We have all-day activities for all ages. I mean, a lot of people, they become family when they stay here. They meet other campers, they meet us. We all, you know, there's a connection with the fun and escapism. Everyone's mutually here to have a good time.
Our next stop here in Central Florida is our first chance to introduce you to the culinary excellence of this region. And you know, I like a good meal. Did you know that Polk County has the largest concentration of barbecue restaurants in the entire state of Florida? We are about to introduce you to a really special place with a unique history as we head inside Mojo Federal Swine and Spirits.
The restaurant was a post office to start with. We've had the IRS has been in here, everybody's personal favorite. It was a federal bank, and if anybody remembers Lawton Childs, he had an office here for a short time.
I don't think you can be involved in this very difficult work, long hours, hot long hours. You can't be involved in this kind of work without having a passion for what you do. Where did your passion for all things smoked meats come from?
I don't know, it's people really, making people happy. I enjoy people coming in, getting what they want, being satisfied when they leave, seeing a smile on their face. We start cooking at 4 in the morning and we're cooking at 9, 10 o'clock at night. So it's a long period, low temperatures. We try to keep it around 225. We mop regularly to keep the moisture in the meat and also keep the temperature down while it's cooking. There's a lot of little bit of things we do to make sure it's right.
When you are ready to plan your trip to Central Florida to tee it up at all the wonderful golf courses, I've got an idea where you can stay. It's a little place called Balmoral, and Garrett Kenny, this is your baby. What is special about staying here during your vacation?
So Bill, we are basically a horizontal hotel comprised of vacation homes. So every home has its own swimming pool. We go from 3 bedrooms up to 6 bedrooms. So, you know, you can come with 2 families and rent out a 4-bed. Our 4-bed is designed in such a way, there's 1 master suite downstairs and 3 upstairs. Granny and Granddad can stay downstairs, they don't have to climb the stairs, and the adults and the kids upstairs. The big thing I think that makes us popular in this area, and as you know, you've been here a few times, this area is a rapidly growing area.
Yeah, you're centrally located for all the different attractions, and yet you have this kind of homey feel. You got full kitchens, so if you choose to go grocery shopping and prepare your own meals, you can do that, or you can eat here if you want to, and kind of take part in these festivals that you have going on. This is really cool.
Today we've got a Latin rock fest with a female biker group having a display of motorcycles. Tonight we have a Pink Floyd tribute band in our event center.
So whether you're going to come down for a week with the family or your golf trip, or you want to come down for a longer term, Garrett's got something for you here at Balmoral, and we sure appreciate the hospitality, and our whole crew is staying here, and we feel kind of spoiled staying in our nice big 4-bedroom.
And thank you for paying us the visit here at Balmoral. We appreciate it.
Now, I know some of you are watching this and already thinking about a golf trip to Central Florida, and golf is the only thing on your mind. But a few of you have the wheels turning about a family escape to this part of the country, and you're wondering, what can we do when we're not golfing? Got an idea for you. It's the newest attraction in the region, 168 acres of beauty and fun for every age group, called Bonnet Springs. Let me take you behind the scenes of this really cool place. Everything about Bonnet Springs feels like it's been here for a very long time, and yet it hasn't. Take us inside the park.
Yeah, so we just celebrated our first birthday. We saw almost 1.5 million people in our first year of operation. And believe it or not, we just started construction in 2019. So this 168-acre property is new to Lakeland, it's new to Central Florida, and in my opinion, it's a must-see for families.
There's nothing in Central Florida that's free for families, but Bonnet Springs Park is free.
Indeed we are. So we are the home of the Florida Children's Museum. That's the only thing on property that you have to pay to get into. But we do offer 168 acres of free recreation for families. We have playgrounds, we have bird watching, we have nature centers, history centers. It's a full day experience, and it doesn't cost anything to come in.
To think that this was not here 3-4 years ago, and that in the ancient days it was a rail yard.
Yeah.
Right? The history of the transition here is mind-blowing.
Yeah, this was a rail yard, a steam engine rail yard. It was abandoned, it became an illegal trash dump, and some visionary minds from our community said, you know what, this piece of land can be better. And I cannot think of a higher use than what it has become in the form of Bonnet Springs Park. We're based in Lakeland, but we are not just a Lakeland park. We want to be the Central Park of Central Florida, where if you're coming to Florida, you're going to say, oh, I've got to go check out Bonnet Springs Park because it's so unique, it's so different, and again, it doesn't cost anything to come in.
Let's turn our attention back to golf for a few moments, but in a little bit of a different way, because perhaps your vacation schedule doesn't have time for a full round, but maybe some practice in a very fun environment is what the doctor ordered. We are at Southern Dunes, where they offer the barn, and they offer a magnificent beer on Kyle Wood. What is this fun setup here?
Definitely, it's called the Barn. It's 8 bays with top tracer technology. There's different courses you can play all over the world. Pebble Beach, Torrey Pines, you name it, all different types of courses. There's games you can play. We have targets that are all out there that light up. They all make sounds when they're hit on the targets themselves. It's pretty nice. It's brought a great nightlife to us, and it's been quite beneficial.
Well, the concept has been popularized by one of those places with 3 stories
and
thousands of people there.
Of course.
This is a little more intimate.
This is more personal.
Way less crowded.
Definitely. And then we add, we've got cornhole, we've got ring toss, we've got Jenga set up. We have different things that we can do. And then it's available too for like birthday parties and parties in general. But it's a great atmosphere and all nice and lit up and everything, as you can see. And it's quite a great area to come to and check out.
I think about those buddies golf trips who come down and they play themselves silly, and maybe one evening they just want to have some fun, but kick back a little bit. This is that place.
Oh, definitely. It happens a lot. We have some guys out here that will play 18 holes, and afterwards they're like, you know what, no, we're not done. We want to go have a drink and enjoy ourselves and still hit and have a good time. So they come out here and enjoy it. We reserve the bays by the hour, not per person, so it's per hour, and it's quite affordable. And it's a good experience. It's usually 4 people per bay comfortably, but we can kind of fit in there more if it's necessary.
What a blast we have had hanging out at the barn all the way through sunset on a perfect Central Florida evening. The place is packed, people are having fun, grabbing a bite to eat, and being able to work on our precision game a little bit, which is very important because coming up next on the show, we're going back to Streamsong, where you need your irons dialed in. So my goal is to hit that yellow target. You'll see it light up. We'll all celebrate, and we'll make our way over to Streamsong. Here we go. Clearly, I need to keep practicing on my precision. I might be here a while. So why don't we take a break? When we come back, we'll continue our time here in Central Florida, and we'll see you over at Streamsong in just a moment. Welcome back into the show as we continue our visit to Central Florida, showcasing golf, life, and fun, and some outstanding swimming conditions for some of my closest friends. Before we get back to the golf course, I've got an idea for your group when you come down to this area to get out and explore nature and see something like that. It's called the Circle B Bar Reserve, and it's one of those places you've really got to see for yourself. Circle B is a stunning 1,267-acre wilderness that boasts large numbers of wildlife, from gators to all sorts of exotic birds and everything in between. It's also home to Polk's Nature Discovery Center and miles of nature trails. The best part? There's no cost to visit. Whether you've got the family or the buddies trip and you want to come out and see some gators or other wildlife, you just come on out and get ready for a beautiful walk. Circle B is truly one of Central Florida's natural beauties. Now, there is no way in the couple of moments we have here that we could possibly showcase all 1,728 acres at the Circle B Bar Reserve, but take my word for it, it is stunning, and for nature lovers, there is something here for all of you. Next up on the show, we head back to Streamsong. I'm going to change out of the walking shoes and into my golf shoes as we introduce you to the newest course at that really special place. And as we introduce you to the newest member of the Streamsong family, we bring in General Manager Kevin Kennedy. It's good to see you.
Great to see you, Bill. It's great to have you here.
Beautiful sunshiny day, green grass, blue skies, and a brand new golf course called the Chain. Why add another one?
Well, I think the important part is that Streamsong has been established now since 2012, so we're over 10 years old, and the experience is fantastic, and we want to continue to evolve the experience, and I think that's the critical part. And this particular golf course is special because it's just under 3,000 yards, and it's a short course by Bill Core and Ben Crenshaw. So it's a really great addition to the property.
This is the one that's built for fun, right? I mean, the others are the tournament, the championship courses. This is the one where the guys and the ladies who have their bet settling to do, or maybe just a little dusk time fun to have. That's the Chain, right?
Well, that is the Chain. The Chain it's all about fun, and we have 19 fantastic holes, 2 different loops, a 6-hole loop and a 13-hole loop where you play all 19. The first 6, according to Bill Core, were designed like a park-like setting where anybody, any skill level could go out and play, and there's different tee markers out there as well. You have a back marker and a front marker, so there's not the traditional markers. So you play anywhere between those, and in some of the holes it's a 70-yard difference between the back tee and the front tee marker. So you can play it wherever you want. Some of those holes on the front, you can putt it to the green if you wanted to. But then you go on the second loop, the 7th hole starts off a little bit different golf course. Bill Core's thought process when he did it was you could pick up any one of those holes and put it on any of the big courses and it would fit right in. And I think he's been successful with that. And, Ben Crenshaw was saying too, he's like, his quote is that this isn't a little pitch and putt, this is real golf, because it is real golf. You got to hit a lot of great quality shots on the second loop. The first loop you can get away with some things, but the second loop you got to play some golf.
And for the snowbird who's frozen at home, the sun is real. This is not CGI.
Yeah, we can play golf almost 365 days a year here in Florida, and again, this is just look around you is how beautiful this place is, and the conditions are always fantastic.
Well, congratulations on the launch of the Chain, the growth of this place, and thank you for the hospitality.
I appreciate it, Bill. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. Thanks.
As we wind down our time in Central Florida, my friend Jack from Visit Central Florida joins us to put a bow tie in all of this, from what we've seen at Streamsong to eating far too much food, the barbecue especially, and all of those things. What a region you have to offer here, especially to those escaping winter.
This is a great spot, right? So fantastic weather year-round. As you can see, absolutely beautiful areas. Great golf, lots of great food. We like to say you've seen the rest of Florida. If you've been to the beaches or Orlando, you can come here, you can see the best of Florida.
There are a lot of other courses available in the region. We, of course, wanted to focus on Streamsong for the most part, but you've also got a lot of off-the-course fun and activities as we visited different parks and preserves, and I'm kind of thinking that you might want to extend your stay a little bit longer so you have time to explore.
So this is a great spot where you can come. You could hit the golf course in the morning, go to Circle B, come here for dinner, and then that night wrap it up at the barn. So it's a great spot for families, fun, and just some time away from the screens.
So with all of the choices, all of the options, I'm guessing Visit Central Florida can kind of help make sense out of all that as a team, as a website, and help put your trip together.
Definitely. Just go to visitcentralflorida.com. And you can find everything there. We even have a trip planner where you can plan everything down to the restaurants you're going to go to, the golf courses. Let's not forget there's even Legoland.
Well, I told you at the beginning of the program we had a lot of ground to cover, and we have covered a lot of ground. So now the invitation is yours to leave winter behind and make your way to Central Florida. Bring your clubs and get ready to have an incredible experience at Streamsong Resort, and expand your calendar a little bit so you can also explore the other things we've shown you throughout this wonderful region of our country. Get away from the snow, come to the sun. And in case you're wondering, that's called the Bucket, and it's in the middle of the chain at Streamsong. Another thing you've just got to come see for yourself.